Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to my hands. I recently did an eyeshadow collection video that ended up being a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. So I figured I would do a lip collection video that's sort of in the same vein. I'm on the same white background. I've got all my, you can't see them, but all my lip products are right over here. I'm going to do lip liners, lip glosses. I have a couple liquid lipsticks, a couple liquid lip stains, and then kind of like traditional, more like bullet type lipsticks. So I'm going to try to swatch a lot. I'm going to try to go in the order and kind of like keep them color story, I don't know, keep them grouped into color stories for each formula, but I don't know how successful I'm going to be in that. So I don't really have much else to say. Some of these I haven't worn a lot, so I can't give like a super huge opinion on. I can just kind of talk about the color and what I like and don't like about it, but let's get started. Oh, if you're wondering about my nail color, by the way, my nails look a little bit janky right now, but this is For the Twill of It by Essie, which is my current favorite nail polish. I also have Sally Hansen Big Matte Top Coat on over it. This is like an oil slick color. The matte top coat definitely takes some of the shine off of it, but it's like kind of a gunmetal with kind of a pinky bluey shift in it. It's a very cool nail polish. I like this a lot. It's much more interesting than just like black or gray or something like that. But this video is not about nails. So let's get to it. We're going to start with lip liners. Alright, I only have 4 lip liners, obviously, not that many. I don't use lip liners much, and I kind of keep them... I've got kind of one per color category, if you will. This is my oldest one. It's a Model Co. one, as you can tell. I've used it quite a bit. It's just a neutral brown. There's not really anything super special about this one. It's just kind of a brown lip liner. I kind of have, like I said, one liner for each kind of color story, and this one you sharpen yourself. I like this one though because even though you sharpen it yourself, it's not wood. It's like this plastic, so I find that it sharpens really, really easily. I got this in an Ipsy bag so long ago that I should probably throw it away because it might make my lips burn off if I use it. But I use it sometimes. I like it. You know, it's fine. It's just a brown lip liner. Don't really know what else there is to say about it. I have this lip liner from Lady Gaga's brand. This is, let me turn it the right way, this is House Laboratories. Will it focus? This is a hot pink color called Rain, but not like Rain on Me Rain. It's like rain, like over a castle or something. I really like the packaging on these. I know people joked on these because of the weird kind of like diamond lids, but I like these because they're less likely to roll, like they kind of catch themselves if they fall. I just think that's kind of a good packaging choice. This is a hot pink lip liner, as you can tell from here. I bought this one specifically to kind of pair with my Lisa Eldridge lipstick, which I will show later. I've got Velvet Carnival, so I bought this kind of hot pink that I could pair with that pretty well. And I like this lip liner. I mean, I'm not a lip expert, so I feel like most of the stuff I'm going to show, I'm going to be like, yeah, I like it. That's it. Here's the color. And that's kind of how I feel about this one. I bought it on a Black Friday sale. I didn't pay that much for it. And I was looking for something specifically to go with Velvet Carnival. And this kind of fits the bill, so it's pretty good. I like it. My last 2 here are these cheap Wet n Wild. These are their gel lip liners. I like these a lot, and they're also very cheap. I think they're like $4 or $5 a piece, so I like them an awful lot. I just have a basic red and a basic burgundy. The red one is called Red the Scene. These are twist-up ones. So I find that they're pretty good at like kind of blurring the lip line a little bit if you use them in that way. Let me swatch this one. Yeah, it's just a red lip liner. It's kind of washing this out a little bit, but yeah, it's just a red lip liner. It's good for red lipstick. Don't really know what else to say about it. And then similarly, I have the same gel one. This is in Plum Together, and this is just a good kind of burgundy, which is totally fine. Just a nice burgundy lip liner. Like, there's my 4 lip liners. I know, very adventurous of me to have a nude, a pink, a red, and kind of a plummy burgundy, but they go with the lipstick colors that I wear, and that's that. I like all of them. Most of them are cheap, And that is right up my alley. Alright, we're going to move on to my lip glosses. These are just my clear glosses. I'm not going to swatch any of these because they're just clear. There's nothing really that special about them. These two, I have the NYX Filler Instinct. I really like this one because it's a plumping gloss. It's warming. Doesn't make you feel like your lips are going to burn off. It's a beautiful, just straight up clear gloss. They have colors of these, but I only have the clear one. I find the burn to be kind of, mild and long lasting. I like it. The only thing that's weird about this lip gloss is that when I'm wearing it, I feel like if I use plosives and say like P words, then my lips feel like it's kind of like they have this weird barrier when I like make any P, like protect or something like that. The P noise sounds weird, which is a really stupid thing to say. But other than that, I think this is a fine lip gloss. This one is basically a perfect non-plumping alternative to it. This is the e.l.f. Lip Lacquer. This is just the straight up clear one. If you're looking for a good clear lip gloss that has no shimmer, no shine, no nothing in it, although I do think they have one that has a shimmer in it, that's like $3 or $4, then look no further, because this one is pretty much perfect. It's just, it's got a little thickness to it. I like the way it feels on the lips. It's just a good, clear, glossy lip gloss. What more could you ask for? And it's like $3. I also have these three. I have the Essence, this has such a stupid name, Essence Lips Go Wow Plumping Lip Gloss. This one has, I also used it with a red lipstick, so the wand is kind of tainted. This one has a little bit of shimmer to it. This one is cooling lip gloss, which I'm not a big fan of cooling lip glosses. If I want a lip gloss, I kind of want it to feel like my lips are going to burn off, like they're on the surface of the sun. But this is a pretty good one. I like having this one on hand because I don't like it a ton, so it's nice to use if I just want to like layer it over something. Like I've obviously layered it over the whatever red lipstick I wore under it. So this one's perfectly fine. It's in 01 Cool Down. It's also really cheap. Essence is super cheap, so this one's perfectly fine. And then these two, these are the ones that I got because I thought they would make me feel like I was dying, which is what I want in a liquid lipstick, or in, not a liquid lipstick, in a plumping lip gloss. The Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme, this is the travel size version of it because this thing is, I don't know, like $35 or something. I'm not paying that much for a full tube. This one is fine. I do find that the burn is kind of intense, but it doesn't last very long, which is a little bit disappointing. It also smells, I remember in Nisi Pisa's video about lip glosses, which is like my favorite YouTube video of all time, she talked about how this smells like Red Bull, and she was not lying. This straight up smells like Red Bull, and it tingles, and it has a little bit of like kind of a shine in it. It's not just a clear gloss, but it's fine. It's fine. I don't know. It does the job, I suppose. And then last but not least, I had people recommend Lip Venom, which is, I guess, like the OG lip plumper. I like this stuff a lot, not only because it is kind of it feels both kind of warm and cooling at the same time, which is very strange, but that's kind of the way it feels. It looks pink in the tube, but it's actually just kind of a clear color. This stuff also smells freaking amazing. I love the smell of this stuff. The plump is good. I think it's too expensive for what it is, and the tube is like the tiniest little tube on the planet, but I do really like the way this makes my lips look, because this is one of those products that kind of like fills in my lip lines and just makes me look like I have this intense, like thick layer of like beautiful sheen over my lips. And I don't think it's great for like if you're planning on drinking out of a lot of cups or eating a burger or something. I don't think it's great for that. But if you need something that's kind of editorial, then I think this is absolutely beautiful on the lips. It feels nice. It's got, kind of a cooling and warming plumping sense, which is strange. But I like the way it feels. And that's that. I think it's a little too expensive. It's really tiny, but I like the way it makes my lips look, and I like the way it feels. I almost forgot to mention, this is another clear one that's got a little bit of sparkle in it. This is the Soap & Glory Sexy Mother Pucker Pillow Plump XXL in the shade Clear Voyant, which is kind of a funny shade name. I have another Sexy Mother Pucker one that I'm going to talk about later, which I think is my favorite plumping lip gloss ever, but I like this one because of the way it makes your lips tingle. This one, the applicator on it, I'm not a huge fan of. It's kind of that weird, like, flexible tip thing. I just find it not very easy to get on the lips. I wish it had, like a doe foot or something on it, but I think this is fine. It's also pretty cheap. You can find it at like Target or I think like some Walgreens or something. But this one, it's pretty good. I like the way it makes my lips feel. It doesn't burn so much as it tingles. Kind of makes your lips feel like when like your leg falls asleep and then it tingles when it's waking up. This is how it makes your lips feel, which might turn some people off, but I love that feeling. It kind of feels like, I don't know, my lips are blasting off into space or something like that, and I just really stupidly like the feeling of it. But I think that's it for my straight up clear glosses. This is a new one to my collection. This is the e.l.f. Retro Paradise. It looks really scary. This is Dream On lip gloss in the shade Electric Lemonade. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. This one has recently been on clearance. Their e.l.f. Retro Paradise stuff has been on clearance at Target, so I picked this up for like $2 or $3 at Target on clearance. It looks really scary in the tube because it's like straight up blue, but it goes on, it has, kind of a little bit of a blue reflect in it. I mean, you can't even really see that, but it's mostly just kind of a clear, sparkly gloss with like a tiny bit of a hint of blue. So if you see this and you're interested in it, don't be scared off by the fact that it's like blue in the tube, because it's definitely not blue when it goes on the lips. But I like this one. I think it feels good. I've obviously compromised it a little bit, as you might be able to see, because I think I put it over a red lipstick. But it's a pretty good gloss. Can't complain. Another one that's similar to that is this e.l.f. Prismatic Lip Gloss in the shade Amethyst. This one also looks kind of scary because it's very purple in the tube. But something I find about this one is that it's pretty sheer, but it's got it has just like a lot of glitter in it, which I already hate myself for swatching this because it's gonna leave glitter all over my hands for the rest of my life. But other than kind of it being a little bit of a glitter bomb, I find this to be a pretty good gloss as well. It just is a little bit burgundy with a lot of glitter in it, just a ton of glitter in it. But, it's fine if this is what you're after. I bought it on sale on an e.l.f. Because sometimes they put their lip stuff on sale. They'll have like everything's like $2 or whatever. I got it really, really cheap on their website, and I think it's alright. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible. It's just a good kind of glittery lip gloss, but again, tube versus the swatch, it definitely does not come out this purple or this pigmented whenever you get it out, so it's fine. Here's one from ColourPop. This is their So Juicy lip gloss. These are pretty new. I got this one on sale. I like to squeeze up the tube because it actually looks, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it actually kind of has this weird thing going on where it looks like it's separating a little bit in there, which kind of freaks me out. But this is the plumping gloss in the color Make It Savvy, and I find that these are very sheer as well. Let me see if I can squeeze some out. Oh, actually, that has a little more color than I expected. I've only worn this a few times. It's a cooling one. It's kind of menthol-y on the lips. But it's not a bad one. It's fine. I haven't worn it enough to give, like, a definitive statement on how I feel about it. But, it's kind of menthol-y, it's kind of cooling, and it's not bad. Not bad, ColourPop. I guess I can't complain that much yet, except for how it looks weird in the tube. Also, I don't like the applicator, but, it's fine, whatever. Alright, this is one that I was really excited about that actually kind of ended up pissing me off. This is the Urban Decay Heat Lip Plumping Gloss. This came out with their Heat palette. I got this at like a TJ Maxx for, I don't know, like $5 or something. So, it's part of the Heat line, and the color is... Oh, I guess it's just called Heat. I'm an idiot. So you would think it smells kind of cinnamony. It's got kind of a Fenty style doe foot on it. You would think that because it's part of the Heat line that it would be a warm plumping gloss, but you'd be mistaken. It's a cooling one. I have no clue why they put this out as the Heat plumping gloss, and it is in fact a cooling gloss. That makes zero sense to me. But that being said, if you're looking for a gloss that's, just a little bit glittery with kind of a nice, slightly brownish shift to it, then I think this is fine. It's interesting to layer over more kind of like vampy lipsticks, like a deep burgundy or something. I find it just gives it an interesting bit of, deep brown sparkle that's maybe unexpected. So it's not bad. I just wish it wore a heated plumping gloss, because it's literally called Urban Decay Heat Lip Plumper. Like, who thought, let's name this heat gloss and then make it a cooling lip plumping gloss? Urban Decay, Urban Decay. I have questions for you. I have questions. I have two of these NYX butter glosses. These are kind of like all the rage on the internet. I bought because they're so cheap, they're like $5 a piece or something like that. I bought I think this one's passion fruit. Summer fruit, I'm sorry. And this one is Rocky Road. Let's do summer fruit first. I think these glosses are pretty good. They're pretty much just like standard. They've got a little more pigment than what you would expect from a normal gloss. They smell nice. There's no plumping effect in them. Oh, I'm trying to look through my viewfinder to do this stuff, and it's a little bit difficult. Rocky Road is a little more, deep. If you want something that's not as pigmented, then I would maybe run away from these, because these have quite a bit of pigment in them. But if you're into pigmented lip glosses, then look no further, because these are cheap and they're pretty good, and they come in like a million colors, and they're easy to get a hold of, and I think they're pretty good. I also have this e.l.f. one. This is another one, like the prismatic one that I got on like super duper sale. This is in bold pink. I'm pretty sure this is a really old product, because it's just packaged in very, very old school packaging. This is another kind of bubblegum pink. If I were smart, I would have swatched it right next to this one, but I'm not very smart. But you can see they're actually pretty comparable. The NYX one has a little more purple in it, and it's a little more neon. But this e.l.f. one is pretty good. I mean, if you think pigmented lip gloss, the first thing you'd think of is probably, I don't know, a formula like this. It just is somewhat pigmented. It's pink. It does its job. Can't really complain. And I think I got it for like $2, so, that's that. I bought this Kush Lip Glaze gloss from Milk in the color Rosebud at like a TJ Maxx or something, and I don't really like this one very much. I hate the applicator. It's got this stupid metal thing going on, and also I just don't really like the gloss formula very much. Well, actually, I can't shit talk the gloss formula all that much. I think it's more that this just isn't a good color for me. It's pretty sheer, and it's a little bit too much of like a hot pink. Well, I guess it's not hot pink. It's just kind of this weird, dull pink. Not very pigmented. It just kind of makes me look a little bit dead whenever I wear it, but that's a me and my skin tone kind of thing. So it's just okay. I find myself not wearing it, and I also hate this applicator so much that I just don't like putting it on. It's just a pain in the ass to use. Like, could they have just put a doe foot in here? That would have been so much nicer. I would have settled for just a regular, like, I don't know, that sexy Mother Pucker one as well. I don't know. It's just okay. I wish that they had more colors of these, or maybe that they were more readily available at, TJ Maxx and Marshalls, because I'm not going to spend however much it is to get this. It's probably like $20 or something, which is way too expensive. So, I don't know. This one's just okay. This is a Buxom, what is this called? Full-on plumping lip polish in the shade Isabella. I got this at, of course, at TJ Maxx or Marshalls or something, because it was cheap, and I had been wanting to try one of these. I think the color on this is really nice. It's a cooling plumping gloss. The cooling sensation sticks around for a while, which I think is fine. The only thing I don't like about these, and I should have, there's like a hair in there, gross. I should have listened to Nisi Pisa whenever she talked about these, because she mentioned them smelling like syrup, like maple syrup, and they do. And I'm not really scared of scents in my makeup, but this maple syrup smell on these Buxom products is so sickly sweet that they just kind of make me want to throw up whenever I smell them. And I'm not usually one that's averse to scents and products, but this just smells so maple syrupy that, oh god, I just don't like using it because I can smell it on my lips and it's just way too strong for me. However, the color's nice, the cooling sensation is nice, so if you can handle smelling like you just dipped your face in a bowl of maple syrup, then hey, maybe this is a gloss for you. This is probably the strangest gloss in my collection. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Last Stained Glass. I actually used this in a video recently. This is in the color, oh god, the text is so small on it, Love Blinding Glare. First of all, something I don't like about this is that this looks really hot pink in the tube, and it's way more of a berry color whenever it comes out. Like, it's not nearly... I find that when I put it on my lips, it's not nearly the same color as what it looks in the tube. Like, the tube looks way more hot pink, and it looks more berry, kind of rosy, maybe, on my lips. But this is, instead of just being a straight-up lip gloss, this is like a liquid, like a shiny liquid lipstick. It stays on the lips really well. It doesn't transfer very much, but you have to be really careful and really precise with it because it goes on like a liquid lipstick. Like, you can't just throw it on like a gloss, you know, and kind of half-ass it, which is something I like about glosses. It's just kind of a pain in the ass to use, and the color doesn't look like the color in the tube. But if you find a color that's good for you, then maybe it would be great. But I don't know, the Mega Last claim on them I think is actually pretty accurate. Like, they stay on for a long time, which is kind of wild for, you know, something that's glossy and shiny. But I think they just require too much precision, and I'm not about that precision lip life, so I think it's just okay. This is the Soap and Glory Sexy Mother Pucker lip gloss that's not in the squeezy tube. This is in the shade The Berry Thing, which is not a very exciting name. This is my favorite plumping, actually probably my favorite lip gloss in my entire collection. The color is kind of a nice pink leaning burgundy. These lights make the color look a little bit brighter than it actually is in real life. This one, I was just talking about the maple one smelling too sickly sweet, but this one smells kind of like fudge, which I think is so nice. It just smells like a nice kind of chocolatey child's candy or something. And I just love the way this makes my lips feel. Like I said on the other one earlier with, let me find it, with this one, these both feel the same. They make your lips feel like they fell asleep and they're waking up, which is what my legs are currently doing right now. And I just really like the way that it makes my lips feel. I find that they tingle for a long time. It's really intense, so if you're not someone who wants an intense kind of tingle, then maybe it's not for you. But I really like the way these make my lips feel. My only complaints are that the doe foot, I find when you pull it out, there's not a lot of product that comes off on it, which I think is really annoying. So when I put this, if I want to layer this all over my lips, like if I'm not putting it over an existing color, I find that I have to dip in like 400 times in order to get like a lot of opacity. But that's pretty much my only complaint. If you don't like scents, it's not for you, but it's got a nice kind of chocolatey scent, and I really like that. I say no to the maple, but I say yes to the chocolate. But this is without a doubt my favorite lip gloss in my collection. I love it. I love the way it makes my lips feel. I love the color of it. And I think it's fucking A+. Love this one. I just tried to wash those swatches off my hand. I use like a wet wipe, and this is the Mega Last Stained, the Wet n Wild one, the stained glass one. I was on my hand for like 3 minutes, and that's how much it stained. That's pretty intense. So I guess after the sheen wears off, it can leave a pretty intense stain behind, which, I mean, if that's what you're after, good for you. Let's talk about this e.l.f. Ride or Die lip balm. This is in the shade Boss Berry. Oh my god, Boss Berry. I've only used this a few times. I find the smell to be very fruity and very overwhelming. It's also very thick. Like, it's kind of so thick that it's like hard to push out of the tube. Oh, that was kind of a lot. But this one, it's got quite a bit of color payoff. It feels very thick and kind of nourishing, which I think is good. But the smell of it, like, I can smell it from here. Like, it just smells really intense. Like, I think maybe I should have just gotten the clear one, or maybe one in a different smell. I don't know if they all smell different. They probably do. But this one's just, Ooh, it just smells a lot, and I'm not super into that, but I like the way it feels, and I think it's a good color. Like, I think that's a nice color for, a lip balm. So I'm not mad at these, and they're also cheap, so there's that. Alright, this is another bit of a unique one. This is an e.l.f. tinted lip oil. I don't like the way this feels on my lips because, like it says, it's very oily. I like the doe foot on this because it's pretty large. It's got a nice kind of, berry color payoff. This is in the shade Berry Kiss. So something that I don't like about it is that it just feels really oily on my lips, and I don't like that. I know that's a stupid thing to say because it's literally a tinted lip oil, but it doesn't really settle in or dry down or anything. It just kind of is oily, and I feel like it travels and it doesn't look very good. This is good for if you're like a photographer like me and you need to do like a 5-minute editorial look, then boom, this is good. I did a look a long time ago where I actually use this on my eyes as well as my lips, and it was a very cool picture, but I just don't think it looks good. Like, you can even kind of see it settling into like the pores on my hand a little bit. It's just not cute. I like the idea, I like the color, but the execution is just too oily. It's weird. I'm not that into this. Okay, I've got two of Lady Gaga's House Labs lip glosses. I have this red one is in Work. The tube is kind of frosted and it comes down to this ombre end where you can see the color on the end of it. Then the other one I have is in the shade Scream, which is kind of a glittery burgundy. I actually saved these. I've got these two and then I've got two more, but I think they're a little bit dupey. Once again, kind of like the lip pencil, I feel like people kind of joked on these because the packaging was kind of stupid. And to be frank, I thought the packaging looked kind of stupid whenever I saw pictures online as well. But whenever you have these and you're like holding them in your hand, they actually feel very substantial to me. And I like the little diamond on the tip. I think they just feel very nice to hold. They feel kind of thick with maybe like 2 C's. But this is the color Work. Not a huge fan of the doe foot on these. They've got kind of a weird claw situation. But Work is just your classic red. I think these lights make it look a little more pink because they're so bright. Work, classic red color. I mean, what else can you say? It's a red lip gloss. Can't really complain. And then Scream is this kind of cool, like, purpley, with glitter situation going on. I think this one's really pretty. The only thing I don't like about Scream, which is the purple one, is that I find when I use it, it kind of settles into my lip lines, which is not super attractive. I mean, it's kind of like that lip oil that I just showed. Like, even though this does not feel oily at all, these glosses are actually quite thick. But you can kind of see it on the back of my hand, like just in the little wrinkles of my hand. It's kind of like settling into them already. So I find that with this one, it's best to use maybe a lip liner to kind of help with that a little bit. But these glosses are pretty good. They're thick. They have pretty good color pigment. They have no scent at all. The doe foot's a little weird, but it is what it is. And I wanted to talk about this Milani one here. I bought it on clearance at Target. As you can see, the clearance stickers. This is in Fishnet Tights. This is one of their Ludicrous lip glosses. I find that this one is similar to Scream from Lady Gaga's line. And obviously this one is like way less expensive. These have a little bit of a weird kind of fruity molasses scent, which, I guess is okay. But these are pretty close to each other. But I haven't worn the Milani one enough to be like, oh, it's better or it's worse, because you can see it seems a little bit more sheer, but the colors are not that far off. So, I mean, hey, if you saw this Lady Gaga lip gloss and you were looking for something a little bit different or cheaper that was similar, then like maybe Fishnet Tights will be for you. I also just love the name Fishnet Tights. I think that's a great name for a gloss. And then last but not least is this weird one from e.l.f. This is the High Shine Intense Lip Gloss. I don't even think this is available anymore. I'm pretty sure I bought it on a sale recently whenever it was like going out of stock. Because this, based on the packaging alone, it seems like this is really, really, really old. But this one I really, really like. I'm not a fan of the applicator because it has that stupid... Oh god, I dropped some on the table. It has that stupid chair-shaped applicator, which I find to be very stupid. But when it comes to a red pigmented gloss, like this gloss is so fucking good. It is very pigmented, but it doesn't feel like that weird Wet n Wild one I have where it's like a liquid lipstick but in glossy form, if that makes sense. This one's just like straight up like a shiny lip gloss. It does transfer a lot, so if you're wearing it you have to be careful, but something I love about this one is that it just stains the lips really well. It goes on very pigmented, but it's easy to put on. I find that I don't have to super worry about being that precise with it. I think the color is absolutely beautiful. And as it wears down through the day, when you're like drinking from things or eating, it just leaves a beautiful stain on the lips. And if you put it on and blot it, it just becomes this kind of nice blurred red. I feel like shouldn't be talking about this so much because I don't think you can get it anymore. But I mean, this is like A+, like 10 out of 10 e.l.f. I think this is an old ass product. Don't think it's available anymore, but I really like this lip gloss. I think it's freaking amazing. And that's that. Alright, let's talk about the only two liquid lipsticks I have in my collection. I've got a ColourPop Ultra Matte Liquid Lip in More Better, which I bought on a really cheap sale recently. This is really dry and uncomfortable, and I hate it. I know liquid lipsticks are like supposed to be dry. Well, actually, I don't know if they're supposed to be. Color, pretty good. Kind of like a deep rosy pink, verging on burgundy. Really like the color. I just don't like the formula at all. I find it very uncomfortable. I find it very dry. I will throw it on for maybe like a look for some photos, but other than that, I just don't like the formula of it at all. Now this one from e.l.f., this is the Sheer Matte Liquid Lipstick in the color Bright Poppy. I don't know why this is called the Sheer Matte Liquid Lipstick, because it's called the Sheer Matte Liquid Lipstick. It's got one of those doe foots with a weird hole in it. It says Sheer Matte. Does that look sheer to you? Well, I mean, I guess it has a little bit of translucency compared to the one next to it, but when I put this on the lips, I find that it goes on incredibly pigmented, but I like this one a lot. I find it a little bit more comfortable. Also, I posted a look with this on in one of the Facebook groups I'm in a while back, and somebody was like, oh, that's like the perfect Snow White color, and I was like, oh my god, yeah it is. How did I not think of that? I think these lights make it look a little more pink than it is, but it's called Bright Poppy, so it's kind of in a pinkish, reddish, to tiny hint of orange in there maybe. But it is kind of like a Snow White lip color. It's really beautiful, and I find it a little bit more comfortable to wear than this god-awful ColourPop one. So I used to have a lot of liquid lipsticks in my collection, but those are the only two that I have now. And I like the e.l.f. one a lot. Don't wear it a lot, but it's good for a look. It comes in handy if you're looking for that kind of perfect pink red. The ColourPop one can kind of go jump off a cliff. I don't like it. Bye. Oh my god, I tried to get those liquid lipsticks off my hand and they are clinging on for dear life. Alright, let's talk about these two. I don't know if these are available anymore either, but these I think are called the e.l.f. Aqua Lip Stains. I have this berry one called Dewy Berry, and this red one is called Rouge Radiance. I like the Dewy Berry one a lot. As you can tell, I've actually used this one a lot. I usually just use colored lip products for like looks that I'm photographing, but this is actually one that I will wear out of the house. I mean, you know, COVID notwithstanding. But these are lip stains, and I love this berry one, Dewy Berry, because it's just kind of this sheer, like, you know when people say, like, oh, popsicle eaten lips, like, that's pretty much exactly what this is, like, just kind of stains your lips. These don't last a long time, which is a little bit of a bummer, because they're literally called, like, lip stains, and stain kind of implies that they're going to last forever. I find that the stain wears off pretty quickly. Maybe after like a couple of hours, but I do just really like the formula and the way they look right after you put them on. They're pretty sheer, they're pretty easy to put on, and this Dewy Berry one is just beautiful. I love the way it just gives you that kind of popsicle eaten look. This color looks like trash on camera, but it's kind of a nice, it's just like a red. It looks very sheer and kind of orangey on camera. But that Dewy Berry one is awesome. One of my favorite lip products in my collection. I really like it. Alright, this is an e.l.f. matte lip crayon, or color, in cranberry. This is just like, you know, your standard kind of chubby pencil color. And I find this to be... Oh, yikes, that didn't go on well at all. Let's try it over here. There we go, that's better. I find this to be a little bit dry, but I also find it to be still pretty wearable. And it's, you know, a little bit comfortable even though it's a little bit dry. It's kind of... I don't know. I haven't worn it enough to like really nail it down, but I like the color. I like the applicator, how it's just kind of this chubby pencil. When I was talking about that Urban Decay, that kind of cinnamon plumping gloss earlier, that is a good one to wear over this because you've got kind of this vampy burgundy situation, and then you can put that kind of brown sparkly lip gloss over it, and I find that that's a really good color combination. Really like that. This is the only one of these that I have in my collection. I don't even know if you can still get them because, again, I bought this on a sale for like $2 on e.l.f.'s site. But I think it's pretty good. A little bit dry, but, you know, I've had worse lip products. It's no ColourPop Ultra Matte, that's for sure. This is the Milani Green Goddess Lip Balm. What the hell is it called? The Transforming Lip Balm. So I bought this because I used to, well, I still own it now, but at the time I had the Milk Makeup Green Dragon Kush Lip Balm, which I really liked, but I ran through it in like a month and it was expensive and I was mad about that. So I got this thinking that it would be kind of a dupe for it because, you know, it's like a green lip balm, but because, oh, come on, focus. But because I'm an idiot, I didn't realize that this is one of those lip balms. You probably won't be able to see it on camera, but it's one of those lip balms that you put on and it's clear and then it turns pink over time. So one day, I was in the office, I had this in my pocket. Well, you know, remember the days when we could go work in the office? Or at least for me, I've been working from home forever. I had this in the office, and because I'm a weirdo with lip balm, I just kept putting it on and putting it on and putting it on. And then I went to the bathroom later on that day, and I looked in the mirror when I was washing my hands, and I had this, like, awful pink rim around my lips, and I was like, what the hell is that? What did I do? What did I eat that's turning my mouth pink? And I realized, oh, it's this lip balm. I didn't realize that it was one of those clear to pink color changing ones. So it's not bad if you don't slather it on and get it outside your lip line. You just have to be careful with it. But I do like it a lot, despite that horror story about my lips being weird and pink and stained. If you're a little more measured with it and don't throw it on like it's a freaking night lip mask, then I think this one's pretty good. Not bad. I have these two e.l.f. On the Glow lip tints, and this one is in Perfect Pink, and it's actually the exact same thing as the Milani one, and I've actually used this one a lot. It does the exact same thing as the Milani one. It goes on clear. I mean, you can't even see it because the tint, it takes a while to set in, but it does the same thing where it just goes on clear and it kind of turns your lips pink. The packaging on this is cheap as hell, but I actually really, really like this one and the Milani one. They're pretty much the exact same thing. This one's in like a bullet style, and the Milani one is in kind of that like slender tube style. I also don't know if they make these On the Glow lip tints anymore, but these are pretty much the exact same thing, and I like them both. But on the other end of the spectrum, I have this e.l.f. It's the same thing, On the Glow lip tint, but it's in Perfect Berry. And this looks pretty terrifying because it's like deepened plum, like a blackened plum in here. And whenever you put it on, but it kind of does... Oh, I'm overlapping it with the color. It kind of does the same thing where when you put it on, it gives you a little bit of that like popsicle bitten lip situation. I find that if I use this, I have to be kind of careful with it because, again, if you put too much of it on, because it doesn't turn pinky like this, it turns kind of a deeper berry. You have to be a little more careful with it, but I actually like this one a lot because I don't really like my lips to look hot pink. I much prefer kind of that, you know, like I said earlier, kind of the popsicle bitten situation. So I think this is pretty cool for that, but I don't think they make this anymore. So sorry for talking at length about something I like that you can't even get anymore. I'm sorry. Alright, this is the only one of these I have. It's the e.l.f. Sheer Slick in Wild Peach. I talked about this in one of my declutter videos because I almost threw it out, but something that I don't like about this is the packaging. This lid flies off like at the slightest touch. It is not secured at all, which makes me so angry. But this is just that sheer kind of peachy color. See, it's kind of, it's comfortable. It's not bad. I think that I would like this more if I had gotten it in a different color. I'm pretty sure they have like a deeper vampy color, and maybe that would be better for me, like more of a berry, because I'm forever after that popsicle bitten color. But I think this is fine. I just hate the goddamn packaging on it. It's so cheap. I mean, obviously it's like $4 or $5 or whatever, but sometimes Elf gets it right with this packaging, and sometimes they get it incredibly wrong, and this is one of those times where they get it incredibly wrong. But other than that, I think this is an alright lip product. I have these two Milk Kush lip balms. I also have the Green Dragon one, but I'm not showing it off here because it's clear, so whatever. But I've got the colors Bubble and Plushberry. Bubble is my least favorite out of the two. Oh, first of all, hold on. The packaging is magnetic. Oh my god. Oh god, that's so nice. A magnetic packaged lip balm. Oh my god. But I love the aesthetics of this. I just love, the big font, the big milk sign, the magnetic packaging, the white. I just think this is glorious. Anyway, these are just kind of sheer lip balms. This is the color Bubble, which probably, yeah, see, that's one swipe. You can like barely even see it. These are super sheer. I bought these in that milk gift set that they had for holiday 2020 because they were super cheap and I didn't want to pass them up, and I knew that I liked Green Dragon so much, which is the clear color. But that's a Bubble. It's just kind of like a red, which is not great for me. I more use this as just a lip balm whenever, during the day. I don't really use it for like looks, if you will. But Plushberry, on the other hand, I have two of these. I mean, you can see that one's kind of worn down in a weird way. I really like Plushberry. They take a little bit to get built up because they're pretty sheer, but I like that. But Plushberry is kind of this beautiful sheer burgundy color, and I think it's just beautiful. Again, when we're on the subject of, popsicle bitten lips, then I think Plushberry is a damn good way to go. And also, like I said, I'm not showing off the clear one, but they have a green one that is clear that's just called Green Dragon. That one, if you put it on your lips before you go to bed, you will wake up and your lips will probably be like the softest they've ever been in your life. I think that's a great lip balm. The only thing I don't like about it is that they're expensive, and you go, like for the Green Dragon one, because it's clear and I just slather it on my lips, I go through it so quickly. But every once in a while you can find them at TJ Maxx or Marshall's, or in the holiday set they had 3 for like, I don't know, $25 or something like that, which I think is like less than the price of one of them. And I really, really like this Plushberry shade. I think it's really pretty. But yeah, this is the Elf one, this is Bubble from Milk, and this is Plushberry from Milk. These two are pretty similar. This is orangey. But yeah, Plushberry, A+, chef's kiss all the way around. Good job, Milk. I love this. I have these two Pixie Tinted Brilliance Balms. I don't think they make these anymore. And these were testers that I stole from Target a really long time ago. I threw out most of them, and I don't even really know why I kept these. I have Radiant Rose, and I don't even know what this red one is called, but these are just big, chunky pencils. I think I kept Radiant Rose because I don't really have anything else like this in my collection. This is just kind of a soft, as Emily Noel would commonly say, a dusty rose. Even though I've had these for a long time, they still go on really, really well. Like, obviously, I just swiped that a few times and it went on. They're just kind of sheer tinted lip balm type products. I don't know why I'm talking at length about these because I don't even think they make them anymore. But this red one is pretty good. Let me swatch it right next to it. I mean, it's a little bit of a sheer red, but it can be built up pretty easily. And that's just like your standard ass red. There's not really orange in it. There's not really pink in it. It's just like you want a sheer kind of glossy red lip color. This is pretty much the ticket. And when we're talking about red lip colors, I kind of tried to plan this so I could swatch these all together. I also talked about both of these in a declutter video recently. This is Elf's Seriously Satin Lip Color in Cherry. Love the packaging on these. See, this one actually snaps shut and it doesn't come apart, whenever you just barely touch it. But I love that the component is like see-through. I just think that the packaging on this is Just 10 out of 10. So beautiful. This is like a really interesting way to do cheap packaging but make it look beautiful. I just think this is so lovely. But this is, if we're comparing reds here, this is Cherry from e.l.f. Seriously Satin line, which I think is just a good, again, just another good standard ass red color. You know, you want a red lipstick, then boom, there you go. And it's like $3 or $4. This one is actually the oldest thing in my collection. This is a Revlon lip color and love that red. I think I've had this for like 11 years. I don't really use it much anymore, and the tube is also a little bit compromised. It's kind of been scraping back on itself, but this is another just standard red, super creamy. Man, I've had this thing forever, but it still just glides on so easily. But as you can see, those colors are very similar. The Revlon one perhaps is a tiny bit more orange in it than the e.l.f. Cherry one, but I just think they're both beautiful. Like, I feel like if you're looking for a good red lip, you don't really have to go far away from the drugstore to find something, because there's so many good lip colors at the drugstore that I just think those are magical. And next up, this is like my pride and joy. I think this is my favorite lipstick in my collection. This is the only MAC lipstick that I own. Oh my god, the tube is out of control. This is the Sam Chapman lip color that their MAC Maker series, where they partner with, you know, makeup artists or influencers or whatever, and then they make a color. Both Sam and Nick used to have a YouTube channel called Pixie Woo, and Sam is like my OG makeup inspiration. She is the reason why I got into makeup. I just really adore her. I think she's got a great attitude. She's like a British makeup artist. They had the YouTube channel for a long time. They used to work with Real Techniques to design all of their brushes. And so she made this red lip color, and I think this red is just stunning. It's kind of a blue-based red. It's got like a little bit of pink in it. And oh my god, I think this is, yeah, my favorite lipstick in my collection. It's kind of like a blue-based fuchsia red. I mean, oh god, it's so beautiful. I just love that color so much, and it's just easy to wear. It smells good. It's like got this kind of light vanilla scent that I'm really oddly into. But those are kind of like my red lip colors. I have a pretty pared down, and I've showed off a lot of stuff in this video, but when it comes to bullet lipsticks, I've got a very pared down kind of collection, I guess, because I don't really use bullet lipsticks that much. But those are my reds, and yeah, this one, the Sam Chapman one, I think is my absolute favorite. I don't know if it's still available, but it's just a beautiful, like, blue-based fuchsia red. Oh my god, it's so stunning. I love it. Alright, lads, I just tried to wash those red swatches off. We've only got 4 lipsticks left. We've got 2 vampy and 2 bright colors. These are my 2 vampy ones. I also don't think these are available anymore. Almost everything I have is, like, not available anymore. I've got this ColourPop and Sophia Nygaard Bury Me in Lipsticks color. Actually, someone sent this to me because I never thought in a million years that I would, you know, wear a color like this, because it's kind of this vampy burgundy pink. I adore the tube on it because it's got those little bats on it that match the bats on the cap. Come on, focus. Oh god, it's just so cute. This lipstick's a little bit dry for me. It's a creme formula. But, I mean, I say that and it goes on so beautifully, but when I use it on the lips, I mean, obviously I don't press as hard as I do to swatch it on my hand as I do on my lips. I find that it's a little bit dry, but something I like to do with this lipstick, which I actually did in my last video, is put it on and then use like a Q-tip to just kind of blur the edges out, and I think it's really, really pretty. A little bit dry, a little bit uncomfortable, but other than that, I think it's alright. And then this e.l.f. one is a weird one. So they used to have their, oh god, I love the packaging. They used to have their Beauty Shield collection, which I actually adore. I've got like sunscreens from that collection. I've got a face powder from that collection. They used to have a face mist in that collection that was like my favorite face mist I've ever used. And then they have these weird Beauty Shield lipsticks, and this is in the color Berry Block, and I think they're supposed to have like antioxidants in them to help like with, I don't know, your face and lips and for like environmental protection. But this one is a very interesting like purple burgundy, and I find that this one is a very serious lip color. Like that's like full on It's almost intimidating how pigmented it is, but it's like a very kind of vampy burgundy, but it's leaning way purple and fuchsia, whereas this one's more of like a brick burgundy. This is like a deep kind of fuchsia purple vampy shade. Really, really love that color. I think it's beautiful, but it's dangerous. You got to be careful when you use it. But I think that this is the lip liner that I talked about earlier. This is that gel lip liner from Wet n Wild. I find that this is a good one to use with either of these lipsticks because, it's just deep enough to kind of define the lips with it. I don't usually use lip liners, but sometimes whenever I'm using lip colors like these, this is a good way to just kind of even it out and crisp them up, or a good way to blur the edges of your lips or try to keep them from bleeding or something like that. But I really like that lip liner with both of these colors. I just think it works pretty universally. So yeah, these are pretty good. These are my two vampy lip colors. Wow, what a collection. And then last but not least, my last two colors, and it's funny because I have ColourPop, which is like the cheapest lipstick on the planet next to my other Pride and Joy. This is my Lisa Eldridge Velvet Carnival lipstick. Let's talk about the ColourPop one first because we got to save Queen Lisa for last. This is the Velvet Blur in Super Bloom. I bought this one on sale. Really, really like the color, but this is one of those weird, kind of like dry, velvety, I don't even know what to call them. They're just like, it's not creamy. It's that weird velvet formula, so it's kind of sheer at first, but it's got that matte kind of like powder kiss, kind of like MAC, I think is a similar thing. The lipstick also smells a little bit weird. It's got kind of like a waxy smell to it. But I think this color is freaking beautiful. I really like it. It takes a little while to build up on the lips. It shows up pretty opaque when I press it hard on my hand, but I kind of feather lip colors on a little bit more, measured on my lips. But this is just a beautiful kind of like orange, kind of, yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like a hot orange, red, little pink. Yeah, just really, really stunning. I like that one a lot. I don't think it wears super duper well, and I find that it kind of crumbles in the corners of my lips a little bit. It's just such a weird formula because it's that like velvet, powdery lip formula that is really unlike anything else in my collection, but I do think it's pretty good. And then last but not least is this absolutely beautiful baby. This is my Lisa Eldridge Velvet Carnival lipstick. This is the most expensive lipstick in my collection. Well, even though it's not that, I think it was like $35 or something. It's not that expensive, but this is part of her velvet collection. And of course, this is the only one I own. And of course, I bought the one that's like the hottest pink, and the lip bullet kind of looks like it has like velvet on the outside. I don't really know if it'll focus well enough for you to see. Of course, it's focusing on my hand and not on the lipstick. But the tube has kind of a velvety situation going on. And this, I haven't worn this a ton, but I do really like it. Swatch that. It's like, I think Lisa described this as like a true kind of pop art hot pink, and like, she is not wrong. And this color is just really beautiful. It's creamy, it's matte, it just goes on really well. I find that it wears well over the day. I mean, I don't think there's anything I could say to either qualify or disqualify Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. I just think they're really, really pretty. I don't know. There's only like one other color that I would think about buying in the collection right now, and it's her. She's got like a deep kind of berry color, which surprised, kind of like these vampy colors that I like, but I can't, afford to spend money. I don't have Lisa Eldridge money all the time. But this color is really pretty. And just to show you with the Haus Labs lip liner, because this is the hot pink lip liner that I think pairs pretty nicely with it. So just, if you want to see them side by side, the Lady Gaga Rain lip liner is just a tad deeper, which I think makes it work, because if you want to define your lip line, then you can just put it on a tad deeper, or you can either feather it on. But I think if you're looking for a lip liner that goes with the Lisa Eldridge lipstick, then, these two are pretty close. I like them. I think they work well together, and that's basically that. Alright, I just had a hell of a time trying to get those swatches off the back of my hand. But yes, thank you for joining me for this video. I also forgot to mention this, but this is the first video that I'm trying to record in 4K, so it's probably going to be like 8 million gigs or something on my computer, and it's probably going to take like 2 hours to process into YouTube. But I realized that, this video maybe was a little bit boring, but I just wanted to go through all the lip colors in my collection, all my glosses, all my pencils, all my bullet lipsticks, my tinted lip balms and stuff like that. And just show them off, because I really enjoyed doing that palette collection video, and that video has more views than any video on my channel, which it's like 300, but, oh my god, 300 views. Call me for some PR brands. But yeah, so I thought I would try something like that with my lip colors, because my lip collection isn't gigantic, but I just feel like I have a pretty good, I've got staples, especially with my bullet lipsticks. I've got like the red, the pink, the orange, the burgundies. I don't have a million lipsticks. Like sometimes I watch these declutter videos with YouTubers, and they show like, they swatch their lipsticks and they have like 12 colors that are all like an identical shade of nude almost. And like, I get it, because I do that with nail polish. I've got like 4 dark blues, 4 grays, stuff like that, 3 or 4 burgundies. But I like that my lip, especially with my bullet lipstick collection, my lip collection is a little more curated. And I feel oddly like proud of some of the lipsticks I own, like these two especially, with my Lisa Eldridge and my Sam Chapman. I mean, these are 2 makeup artists that really inspire me, that I look up to in the industry. I mean, not that I'm a makeup artist, but that just, as a photographer and someone who likes to play with makeup, these are 2 women that really inspire me. So I really, really like having these. But that's it. If you want to check out my other videos, please do. I hope you had a good time today. And my legs are asleep, and I feel like I'm going to die, and I'm also hungry, and I'm also sweaty, which is gross. I'm sure you wanted to know that. But I'm going to go edit this and work on uploading it. But that's it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have ideas for things you want to see from me, please let me know. I'm always up for taking suggestions on videos. But I've been dragging out this outro forever. I'm one of those people that has a hard time getting off the phone, and I'm also one of those people who has a hard time ending a YouTube video. So without further ado, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.